Jeremy Renner is not a fan of Brie Larson, and that has become pretty evident with some of the recent footage that has been released with him having an interview with Brie Larson. And, you can even tell just from the body language that he has, just the way that he's talking, that he is really not a fan of this woman. And, obviously, I'm going to be kind of showing you some of that because I want to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. And the cool thing about this is that he even kind of like passive-aggressively rebukes Brie Larson in a way, which is just hilarious to see. And it's really, really fun to watch. So we're going to go ahead and check this out. And then after that, I also kind of want to show you guys a comparison that I have. A comparison between him and this interview with Brie Larson, and then him in an interview with Scarlett Johansson. And then you guys can kind of see the difference of his body language, the way he interacts and all of that stuff with these two very different types of women. And so we're going to take a look at that now. Let's go ahead and check out this interview with him and Brie Larson. So let's go ahead and check this out.
With you guys, are world celebrities. Tell me, I want to ask you, does this position come with a lot of responsibility? Do you look at it that way?
Look at it with responsibility. I mean, I am committed to self-improvement, and I work at being the best person that I can be and using this platform for as much good as I can. But it doesn't mean
just look at like Jeremy Renner. He's like his whole body's kind of like turned towards her.
I'm committed to self-improvement, and I work at being the best person that I can be and using this platform for as much good as I can. But it doesn't mean that I don't make mistakes, but I'm very comfortable with that and allowing myself to learn from those mistakes.
Sure. Yeah, I'm pretty accountable and responsible in my own life, at any rate. So celebrity is not something that I use as any sort of platform to be more responsible or accountable, I suppose. But it's certainly an absolute blessing to see the joy on kids' faces. Yeah. That couldn't be I don't think there's a feeling that comes close to that.
Absolutely.
Pretty different responses between these two people. Like, Jeremy Renner is very humble about how he's answering this question. He's, basically giving a pretty level-headed answer like, being a celebrity doesn't make me more responsible as a person. As a person, you should be responsible for doing good things and stuff.
I am committed to self-improvement, and I work at being the best person that I can be and using this platform.
And everything that Brie Larson talks about is just
for
herself.
as much good as I can. But it doesn't mean that I don't make mistakes, but I'm very comfortable with that and allowing myself to learn from those mistakes.
Sure. Yeah.
Like her whole answer is just about herself. That's all that she talks about. And then Jeremy Renner has a very interesting and different response.
I'm pretty accountable and responsible in my own life, at any rate. So celebrity is not something that I use as any sort of platform to be more responsible or accountable, I suppose. But
because as we all know, Brie Larson loves to talk about how her platform now as Captain Marvel gives her so much more responsibility, because after all, she is the savior of womankind.
It's certainly an absolute blessing to see the joy on kids' faces. Yeah. That couldn't be I don't think there's a feeling that comes close to that.
Absolutely, you guys are entertaining the entire world. Can you guys, when the film releases, can you watch it as a fan like we watch, or are you too involved in the technical part of it and watching everything closely?
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. It depends. I mean, with something like this, I think I would definitely be sitting there as a fan, just because we haven't seen it. So we'll be sitting there in the theater watching it with an audience seeing it for the first time. So it'll
look
be a
at her
thrill.
for more than a second.
If you could use any superhero power from the Avengers and use it in the real world, whose power would it be and where would you use it?
Gosh.
He does not like this woman. Everything about his body language just screams that.
I like flight. I like anybody could fly.
This is a dumb
What was that?
When all the actors are together on a set, what is that?
We may or may not know what that's like. We have no idea.
Yeah, I've worked with them all in the past, and nothing gets done. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, but nothing gets done.
And Robert Downey Jr. gets the lunch, and that's what you guys enjoy?
There is the Downey lunches that are quite fun, yes.
And when you were joining the franchise, what were your expectations? Did everything fall into place very easily?
I feel like I came in at a really special time.
Right.
So in particular, like my first day really at work was doing the Marvel 10-year anniversary photo. So my introduction into this world was I got to hang out with everybody and meet everybody. So I felt very comfortable then when I went off and did the solo movie that I had this support and this family behind me.
Right. My last.
Anyway, you know, Jeremy Renner doesn't. I think he only like glances at her like once during this entire interview. His body language is so like, look at him. He's just like pulling himself away from Brie Larson. Everything about this guy, you can just tell he does not like Brie Larson. Now, let's go ahead and look at an interview between Jeremy Renner and Scarlett Johansson. This interview is actually after or before the Avengers, actually. And the thing about this, why I have this as a comparison, is because this is kind of when they first started to know each other too. Kind of the same with Jeremy Renner and Brie Larson. This is very early on in their relationship, getting to know each other, working together and all of this stuff. This was their first film working together, as is Endgame, Jeremy Renner and Brie Larson's first film working together. So let's go ahead and look at the differences here.
Avengers, please tell me how the experience has been so far.
Avengers, I can bust out a song. It's been so amazing.
It would be great if you started just speaking in Spanish.
He's looking at her, he's smiling at her,
translating
he's
that
laughing.
in Spanish.
His whole body language is totally different. He's like very you know, forward with her. He's very just like you know, he's looking in her eyes. He's giving her eye contact. He's laughing at what she's saying.
It's been great. We're in the middle of it right now, so it's sort of, we're just kind of knee deep in it now. And
How do you feel about your costume?
it's very
He's asking her questions.
tight,
Yeah.
and it's okay. I've kind of, now it's sort of become a part of me. It's like a second skin, really.
Tell us about your characters in the Avengers and what drew you to those roles.
I play the Black Widow. She's an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and an all-around badass, and
He's just like, the difference between these two people are just insane. Like, everything about this, you can see how glaring the difference is between his interview with Brie Larson and his interview with
I think I
Scarlett
just
Johansson.
wanted, I just love the opportunity to play a really strong female
You can tell here that he likes her. You can tell that he likes her. He's looking in her
superhero
eyes.
who wasn't
He's smiling. He's putting his body towards her. All that
used
stuff.
as any
Everything
kind of
about his body language
romantic
shows
ploy.
that he actually gets along with this woman. Now let's go back here and take a look at this. Look at him. He's looking away.
Responsibility.
He looks like he does not want to be here at all.
I mean, I am committed to self-improvement, and I work at being the best person that I can be and using this platform.
It's hilarious. It's just hilarious. You know, and people who deny this are just lying to themselves at this point. The really funny thing about this video is that they disabled the comments. They probably were getting probably lots of people that are calling this out in the comments and stuff. So that's really funny as well. Good job, NDTV. Yeah, I mean, people who keep on saying that the cast don't like Brie Larson are obviously just lying to themselves. It's so obvious. It's so obvious that they are not happy with this woman at all, and for good reason. I don't understand how anyone could get along with Brie Larson. But with that being said, I just wanted to give you guys kind of that comparison, show you guys exactly, you know, the difference between these two interviews and stuff, and it's just pretty insane to see. So anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think. What do you think about these interviews? What do you think about the comparisons and all of that stuff? And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.